Hello friends, this side Rahul Magan here as the Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP, and today we would be covering a topic in our virtual CFO services, which is VAT, Value Added Tax. But this time we are not covering about the Indian VAT, we are here talking about the GCC VAT. As you very well understand that effective 1st January 2018, majority of the countries in GCC, which is Gulf Cooperation Council, they would like to go ahead with the VAT implementation, and Dubai would be the first country who would be implementing that. In that regards, our CFO services is launching GCC VAT, whereby we would be covering the following. Before moving to the topic, I would like to bring to your notice that we are already implementing a VAT for a very big company in Saudi, and basically this covers the implementation of VAT, their ERP, which is in Oracle, and also some other IT applications. We are also in touch with few big companies in Kuwait and also one or two good corporates in Dubai regarding VAT implementations. Our VAT implementation would equals to how a big four is implementing, but the cost would be very less and productivity would be very high. The quality would be very high. We would be covering the complete cycle. So we are not here just to introduce you with the concept called VAT, concept called input tax credit, concept called reverse charge mechanism, and so on and so forth. We would here to linkage not only to introduce this concept here, but also to link the same with your systems. It could be ERP, with your ERP, enterprise resource planning. It could be your Oracle, or it could be your SAP. In SAP, we would be covering complete R3 family, and we would also be covering HANA. In Oracle, we are covering 11i. Although the AMC for 11i has been dismantled now, and effective December 2018 to 2017, 11i is getting dismantled and it's being replaced by 12i. There are multiple companies who already in India who already moved to 12i, and I have approximately 7 years of work experience in Oracle and approximately 2.5 years of work experience in SAP. Now these are the following things that we would be covering with the SAP, with the VAT implementation. We would be covering about finance and administration. We would be covering about the information technology piece, procurement administration, compliance reporting, contract pricing. Now let's take an example. A lot of people tend to believe that, I would like to highlight this part more importantly. A lot of people believe that VAT is about to increase your cost, because if you are producing something at 100 Saudi Riyal and now there is a 5% VAT, so that would be costing 105. So ultimately a client who would be buying this product, he's going to be buying 5% more, which is 5 Saudi Riyal more. But think about the companies like Aramco, which is an oil king. Think about multiple companies in Saudi, Dubai, Bahrain, Kuwait, and number of others. There is something which is known as contract pricing, because ultimately, let's take an example of a trader. A trader is in Dubai, X. He is buying something from US, a material. He is putting some value addition here. Of course, there is a reverse charge which will play. He's doing some value addition, and then he is selling this to Europe. So he is just in Saudi, who is doing a value addition, buying from US. It might possible that he is doing some or other form of procurement from Saudi, adding this component, selling to US. In that, he needs to consider the impact of VAT in his pricing. And let's take this thing one level higher, which is the impact of VAT in foreign exchange. He has been importing in US, which means in dollar terms. He being also buying something in Saudi, which is in Saudi Riyal. Functional currency of his company is Saudi Riyal. The thing which is importing, he's buying from Saudi is in Saudi Riyal. So there is no issue here. The first issue would be from the import side, which is doing from US dollar, which is doing from US in US dollar. So dollar to Saudi Riyal is the first thing, which is an issue. Then he is exporting to Europe. So the first issue would be dollar to Saudi Riyal, and another issue would be euro to Saudi Riyal. So net impact would be euro to dollar. which is shortly euro dollar. That impact he has to consider in his pricing, including VAT. That we would also be covering. And in this, we would also be covering about petroleum derivatives. So all the petroleum companies, those who have a wonderful experience in petroleum sector, we would also be covering the petroleum derivative as well. And soon on our YouTube channel, you would be looking at the videos pertaining to our petroleum derivatives also. Another system, we would be implementing the treasury management system. What is treasury management system? I understand not all the companies in OPEC region, Organization of Petroleum Exporting countries, they have the TMS, but there are few amount of companies which we have. They have TMS in place. In that regards, what we would be doing, we are going to enriching their TMS as far as the impact of VAT on their derivative pricing is concerned. That we are going to do. In this, we would be covering Oracle TMS, we would be covering about SAP TMS. So we would be covering Oracle, SAP both. Then as far as our information technology front is concerned, we are quite capable in SAP R3, we are capable in SAP HANA, we are capable Oracle 12i, we are capable Hyperion Financials, Oracle BI, Business Intelligence, and TMS, Treasury Management Systems. As far as the compliance reporting is concerned, we would be covering about VAT return, VAT refund, input tax credit, reverse charge, multiple currency input tax credit, and managing tax groups. Because if you would have read the document which has been given by the regulatory of Saudi which is roughly 109 pages, 110 pages document, which covering which is divided into 10 chapters and roughly 76 articles. In this, they have specifically mentioned again and again about the tax groups. So we would be taking care of your VAT computation. Number one, the rules of VAT. Number two, the VAT computation. Number three, how to integrate this in Oracle, how to integrate this in e-business suite, and how to integrate this in 12i, how to integrate this in SAP R3 family, HANA, Business Intelligence, Treasury Management System, and variety of other. And at the same time, we would also be integrating your Treasury Management System as far as the impact of VAT on the derivative pricing is concerned. Believe me, VAT is a very good thing for Saudi and in fact for entire OPEC region. But if you're not taking the impact in your derivative pricing, then boss, this is a cost to you. So you have buy something, you bought this, you import something, you include the 5% VAT, the relevant party who is buying is paying you 5% VAT, you are submitting to the government, Saudi government, Dubai government, and multiple governments, Oman government, Kuwait government, Bahrain government. At the end, the thing which you are importing in this pen, which is the ink, you know, this top and this body of a pen, if you're not including the impact of this so-called 5% in your derivative pricing, then there is no relevance to it. This we would be covering. And this would completely be technical in nature. The cost would be 50% less than the big fours. So if big fours like EY, Deloitte, KPMG and PwC, if they are charging X amount, it would be 50% less than that. And quality would be 50% more than that. That is my assurance. And all those people, those for whom we are doing the work and they are watching this video, they can claim that we understand things pretty well, and our way of understanding is completely different than what others look at it. We are going to cover this in 4 ways. You can basically give us a consulting assignment. We are fine with that. You can give us the BOT. We will build, operate and then transfer. You can cover this in BOOT, build, operate, own and then transfer. You can give us the IT designing services also. We are fine with the same. This is about virtual CFO services, wherein we wanted to make you understand about GCC. We wanted to let you know that we are in the GCC VAT. Hopefully, we would be bringing few videos about GCC VAT. In case of any relevant question, anything you would like to ask, people know our contact, www.treasuryconsulting.in. This is our website. Mobile is 9899242978. On the contrary, Skype ID is Rahul5327. Email is rahul.magan@treasuryconsulting.in. Before winding up the show, I'm very pleased to tell you that our fixed income platform is almost round the corner. Almost round the corner. And this would be the first third-party fixed income platform in this globe. This is the first phase of fixed income platform whereby we are introducing a lot of things about credit risk derivatives, about valuation support, and so many things, MiFID second, mutual funds, and so many things. And at the same time, this would get developed in 9 different phases. So it means that this is the first phase. By 2020, which is approximately March 2020, all the 9 phases would get done. And of course, the development will continue thereafter. And then it would be the world's #1 fixed income platform in the public domain. Moreover, I also would like to praise you that immediately after the fixed income platform, we would be winding up our existing website of Treasury Consulting LLP, whereby the domain is www.treasuryconsulting.in, and we would start building a fresh website on that. And in this, we would be launching something which is known as Export Import Desk. In this Export Import Desk, we would be taking up the problems of all SMEs, small and medium term enterprises, the large corporations, the multinational corporations, and anything. This would be the world first export import desk which would be covering everything: tax, direct tax, transfer pricing, issues pertaining to permanent establishments, foreign exchange, derivative, fixed income, money market, capital market, you just name it, fraud, forensics, investigation, cyber security, data analytics. It would be covering each and everything in this export import desk, and that would be linked with the KPO. Like our fixed income platform is linked with the KPO, similarly this would also link with the KPO. So you just ring us. The ring would ring in Singapore, which would be taken care by Treasury Consulting PT Limited Singapore, which is also around the corner. So there are multiple developments which are happening, and believe us, the VAT implementation is something we will do in a very, very high class way. These are my words. Thank you and have a wonderful time ahead.